Hi, my name is Eli Mendoza, and I'm writing a book about identity, mental illness, and the environment. This book explores the intersections of ethnic and LGBTQ identity, undiagnosed mental illness, and environment on a person's experiences. I decided to write this book because of my own experience with mixed and LGBTQ plus identities, my own mental illnesses, and bullying at school. I try to give a more intersectional perspective in my book because in my experience, young adult novels tend to have characters that are made off the idea that one thing about them is different and that one thing is the main source of their conflicts. I want to be more intersectional about things because intersectionality exists. Not every gay story is white. Not every mixed story is the same two races. And even mixed stories are hard to come by, so I really wanted to make sure that my own perspectives and my own experiences were brought out into characters that people like me could relate to. In this book, you will meet two protagonists, Emily and Cole, as they face their antagonists of adverse environments as well as mental illness. This poor environment includes Robert, a bully who is hell-bent on making their lives miserable, Emily's neglectful mother, and other bullies at Rosedale High School. The world is set in a town called Rosedale, a somewhat diverse suburb out of a major city called Buchan. This is based off of my own hometown, which was also a suburb of a major city that was somewhat diverse in terms of suburbs. One of the coolest stories in this book is when Cole meets a character named Trevor, and he and Trevor eventually have a conversation around Trevor's agender friend. And Cole doesn't quite understand what being agender means. And so he thinks he might be agender because he experiences dissociation. And in that story, Trevor's able to explain to Cole what agender means while making him aware that his dissociation might be an issue in the future. And also welcomes him to explore his own identity as well without invalidating his feelings. I think that can help clear up a lot of confusion for people and also make sure that people don't equate differing gender identities to mental illness, which is something that all too often is done. That story is a really cool part of the book and doesn't spoil too much about the plot. My hope for this book is that my experiences are able to be put out there on the shelf for someone else like me to understand or relate to, and also so that people who aren't like me are able to see a little bit of themselves in the story and try to better understand people who may live a little differently than them, but still have similarities. If you are someone who has a very intersectional identity, for example, if you have LGBT identity that intersects with your ethnicity, if perhaps you're mixed but you grew up in an environment that didn't let you represent your cultures, if you grew up bullied in school and didn't know what to do with it, if you thought you were going crazy and you had no idea what was going on until adulthood, or even if everything went okay, you'll absolutely love this book. My name is Eli Mendoza, and my book is about people who are like me and people who are different than me.